my YouTube channel, guys. Wow. A few weeks ago, I put on my Insta stories that I'm going to be doing a Q&A for you guys, all about my apartment, about the move, about the everything. And I know I've been silent. I know the apartment tour ain't there. As you know, like, I don't have the means to do everything all at once, and I don't want to put up a video of a half done apartment. So just be patient with me, please. Like, it's been a month and a bit since I moved in, like since I had nothing in this apartment. So I know it's coming. Just please be patient with me, and I will be putting up like where I got things from, and if I remember the prices, I will also pop that up on screen so that if you guys are interested in anything, you know where to get it. But I'm gonna do my best to try and get it up for you guys as soon as possible. But yeah, at least I'm doing this one, which is the Q&A. I just want to say thank you to you guys who actually sent me questions. I got quite a lot of questions. I'm actually so surprised that so many of you are so interested in this. So I'm going to jump right into it and be as honest as I can. Obviously, some of these questions are a little bit personal, and I'm not fully comfortable to disclose everything. So I'm going to pick and choose which ones I want to answer. Also, I can't get through every single question because I don't have that much time, but I will get through as many as I can. Someone's like, tour please. It's coming, babes. It's coming. Number one question is, how is living by yourself and adjusting? To be honest, I absolutely love it. It's not a huge adjustment for me because last year I was in an apartment and I stayed with my dad, and I saw my dad in the evenings, but most of the time I was on my own anyway, so it wasn't that huge of an adjustment for me. I absolutely love having my own space. I love that I'm able to film whenever I want to film. If I want to wake up at 2 AM and film at 2 AM, I can wake up and film. Like, I can do what I want to. Become comfortable with yourself, and I think that for me, like, I absolutely love it. I'm very lucky also to have my sister very, very close to me. My sister and her husband, so my sister and my brother live like about 4 minutes away from me, so I'm very, very lucky. Okay, so why do I live alone? I'm putting the questions up over here. I will blur out your names. I'm not sure if any of you guys are like really sensitive with not having your name shown, so I'm just going to be safe rather than sorry. But why do I live alone? Okay, so to be honest, I did not want to live with someone else, especially not a stranger. I would have loved to live with my sister, but she got married at the end of last year, so that was out of the question. Is this my first apartment? It's my first apartment that I have living on my own, yes. Last year I lived with my dad in a different apartment. How did I search for my apartment? Okay, so basically I used Google, and I went on like a rented.co.za. I went on HouseMe, I went on Property24, I basically went on every single property website that I could find. I searched areas that I wanted to stay in. So for me, there were certain checkpoints that I wanted when it came to a place to stay. One of them was I had a specific aesthetic, and I'd rather wait and find a place that had the aesthetic that I wanted than just settle for a place. That's why I was looking for around 3 months before I actually found this place that I'm in right now. So firstly, I had a budget. So if you are looking for an apartment and you want to kind of know like how I started the whole process, I planned the budget. So I had a maximum amount that I was willing to spend each month. Then I had specific areas that I'd want to stay in, or that I'd be okay in staying in. I had obviously areas that would be higher priority, so those are the ones that you'd really like to stay in. And for me, I wanted to be central to most things, and also most people. So I wanted to be central to my sister. I wanted to be central to my friends. I wanted to be central to where most of my clients can come to, because a lot of my clients come to me to get their makeup done. So I think that for me, I started off with the areas that I was interested in, and you can like filter through when you're searching for apartments. Then I had a specific look that I had in mind. I was like, I want a clean aesthetic. I want white walls, or like mushroom color walls. I want relatively modern, like a relatively modern looking kitchen. I didn't want a wood finish, like I didn't want that orangey wood kitchen cupboards vibes. Like I wanted certain things, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to be too stringent. Certain things I'll be willing to give up if I find an apartment that has most of the other things that I want. And when I started off, I wanted a 2-bedroom. Why I wanted a 2-bedroom? Because I wanted my own studio room and I wanted my bedroom, because I wanted the convenience of just going to a room and that's my studio. As you can see right now, I didn't get that, and why I didn't get that is because 2-bedroom apartments are really expensive. And in Cape Town, I'm sure most of you know, apartments in and of itself is expensive. And 2-bedroom apartments really didn't fit in the budget that I had for me, and the ones that didn't have something else that I wanted more. So what I ended up looking for was a place in the area that I wanted, with the kind of aesthetic that I wanted, that had a big lounge that I could use, like a piece of the lounge as my studio and the other as my lounge. Okay, so next question. Are you renting or did you buy? Okay, so let me just be clear about that right now. I'm renting. Obviously, I don't want to be renting for the rest of my life. Property is always a good investment, but right now I don't earn enough to pay a bond. So I'm renting. Yeah. How do you manage to budget and plan your month out financially? Okay, so actually I saw a really funny question. No question is too funny, but for me it was a little bit funny. It was how do you manage this life without an income? I just laughed at that because I was like, she's assuming that I have no income. But yeah, let me just take you through the process of like saving up and kind of like how I kind of was like, okay, I can kind of move out. And then also that whole question about how do I manage this life without an income, I'm going to touch on that. So for those of you who don't know, I think a lot of you guys are not aware that content creators, yes, people call us influencers, we do make money from doing social media. And what I mean by that is, for me, I make money by doing sponsored brand collaborations and brand campaigns. And I also am a freelance makeup artist, so I make money from doing makeup on clients. So that's how I make money. And then I also make money here and there from either doing shoots for brands and companies as the makeup artist, or doing photo shoots where I model in certain clothes for brands. There's also lots of other ways that you can make money, but that's up to you. Obviously not everybody is doing what I'm doing, so everyone's journey is different. And whatever method you use to make money, that's great. But I just wanted to clarify that I do have an income. It's not an income that is set each month as it would be if I had to work in corporate. I do have a degree behind my name. I could have gone to work in corporate. It was something that I was thinking about, but I've never been one that wanted to work in corporate, and I wanted to give myself the opportunity to really find out what I can do in this space this year and push content creation, because that's where my passion is, and also push like starting up a business, because that's also entrepreneurship is my main passion. And that's why I was like, I need to give myself the opportunity and the time that corporate doesn't often afford you to have. So yes, I do have an income. It's not always regular, it's not always the same each month, but I do have an income from the brands that I work with. And not everything obviously is always sponsored. Certain things are sponsored, and I do disclose when things are sponsored. But yeah, let me rewind time and take you guys through how, from the start when I kind of knew that I was ready to move out, to where I am now, which was a question by one of you guys. So it was please take us through the whole process from when you knew you were ready to right now. Okay, so I knew I was ready to move out from around last year, the mid-year, due to, I'm not going to go into it because that's quite personal, but I felt like for my own mental health and my own surroundings, I needed to be on my own and just have my own space and be able to work through the things that I needed to work through. I also kind of thought about it, and I was like, if this year I'm going to be pushing my content creation, I need a space that is my space, that I can film at any time of the day. And I've always been a proactive person, and I've always been someone that if I want something, I make it happen myself. If I'm not able to, I will find a way to make it happen. If not now, then soon. And I didn't like the living situation that I was in last year, so I decided that I wanted to move out on my own. So what I did was I set up a PowerPoint. So like at campus, when you had to do an assignment or whatever and you had to do a presentation, that's what I did. I drew up a PowerPoint with, I think it was like 13 slides. I wrote down my expenses for the month, what I thought my expenses for the month would be this year as well. I wrote down from previous patterns, because I was paying for most of my own expenses last year already, so I kind of knew what my expenses were. Then I wrote down what my income would be for at least the next couple of months. So certain brands I have a contract with, so I knew, okay, until February or until March I'd be covered with this amount of money that can go towards like my apartment, whatever. Then I also have been saving since I was in second year. Started saving 4 years ago and investing every single month. So I was never in a place where I was so screwed that I was like, if shit happens next year, I won't have anything to fall back on, because I have been saving. Obviously over the years I've had to take some money out, like if I wanted to travel, like my Dubai trip that I went on last year was fully funded by myself, so I had to take out some money from that. And then like other things happened over the years where sometimes I needed money from that. So like it was not as much as it could have been had I just left my money there completely, but I had some money to fall back on. So I had that funding. Then I had still campaigns that needed to end. So that contracts were going to still end like at the start of this year, and then I'd get my last payment from that. So from that I knew, okay, I'm going to get a certain amount of money in January that I can use towards buying what I need for the apartment, for example the kitchen. And everything that I did in this apartment, I basically started from scratch. So the only thing that I got, my dad gave me the fridge, and my sister and her husband bought me the microwave, and I had the bed from the double bed that I had it from my apartment last year. But everything else I had to basically buy from scratch. So let me just backtrack and tell you guys that it's not cheap. Moving into a place, especially if you're doing it by yourself, is really expensive. That's why I was even thinking there was a time in January that I was like, oh, I just wish that I got married so I could split this cost in half. Obviously I budgeted so much so that I'd be okay for at least 6 months. So I worked out, obviously, in my PowerPoint I put down my expenses, put down my prospective income, put down my other expenses like my miscellaneous, like for example going out to cafes, because I love doing that, and I spent actually a lot of money last year doing that. It's kind of a waste if you think about it, but for me I love that, so it's not really a waste. But like I was like, how much did I spend per month doing that? And then I just wrote all of that stuff out. Then when I pitched it to my dad, because I was like, obviously I need to tell him, because I didn't know how to tell him even that like I want to move out by start of February. So so I basically made this presentation for myself so I could see if it was possible for me to do it, and also for him so that he could see a plan of action. And I think if you are someone that wants to pitch this to your parents, obviously it's It's up to your parents. It depends how strict or whatever your parents are, and also how well planned and prepared you are. So I was very prepared with regards to my PowerPoint. I wrote down like a cost breakdown. I wrote down prospective month's income. I wrote down what my prospective month's expenses would be. I wrote down the pros and cons of living on my own, living wherever. I wrote down what I'd like from my dad. So like, for example, in that PowerPoint I put down I would like the fridge. I was like, yeah, that was really the only thing that I wanted, and I wanted him to continue paying for my cell phone contract. So that was like the two things I was like, please can you just pay for my cell phone contract, at least for the next couple of months, so that I can just get on my feet. Like, life is expensive, guys. Like, phew, now I'm gonna have to start, like, I still have to start looking at like medical aid or like a clinical kind of thing, and like fiber every month, especially because content is what I do, so I need fast internet. Like, and then it's like gym every month, and then it's like my investments every month, and it's electricity every month, and it's food and groceries every month. Like, I'm not gonna downplay this and say it's easy. It's really not, and it's expensive living on your own. And I even had to learn that food wastage is a thing, especially because I wasn't used to shopping for myself. I would just advise that if you want to purchase to your parents, have a plan of action, have a breakdown of how much money you'll be getting in, or prospective amount of money, or just start saving so that at least for the next couple of months you know that you will be covered. Not that you'd be living the most extravagant life, just plan ahead so that at least for the next 6 months you're covered, so that in the 6 months you can plan how you can sort out your next 6 months. Someone was like, I'd just like to know, before the big move, would you recommend one to save up first, being just graduated? I would definitely say save up. Like, you can't just suddenly decide I want to move out now and you haven't saved up any money, because you need to make sure that you would be okay if something happens, because stuff happens. You need to make sure that you have saved up so that you can buy the things that you need to for your place. You need to make sure that you've saved up so that you can pay for rent. You need to make sure that you can save up so you can buy groceries. Like, you need to have saved up prior. You can't just graduate and then hope that things will work out. Like, you need to sit down with your books, and by I mean books, like sit down with your financial situation, write it down, and plan for at least as far ahead as you can, and see if you can manage to cover the expenses that you can. Someone was like, what store did you say you got the best deals for all your apartment needs? The one place that I would advise most of you guys to go to, even if you're not living on your own but you want to find a nice place to buy homeware and home stuff, like at home stuff, it would be Salvage Co. I got the most savings at that place. Yeah, Salvage Co. It's based in Athlone Industrial, and they have basically at home furniture, at home like bedding, at home homeware, everything, like kitchenware, lounge stuff, artwork. They have everything, but sometimes it's a bit dustier. Like, the actual packaging would be a bit dusty or whatever, but the actual product is 100% perfect, and it's going for like 30% to 40%. Sometimes you can negotiate for even less. So like, I got like 63% off my chest of drawers because I negotiated with the owner, which was great. So like, you can get some really amazing deals from there. So I would suggest that you check that out. Did you manage to find pretty inside plants that are affordable? If so, please let me know. I mentioned in my story a lot that I wanted plants. I love greenery. I wanted my whole place to look like a forest, but it's not there yet, obviously. I have like 1 or 2 fake plants, but it looks really real. The one I got from Mr. Price Home, and my other real plants I got from Oranjezicht Market. There's a whole plant section on the side. That's where I got my big plants and my small little pot plants. And then I got a little beautiful big leaf plant from Mr. Price Home in Deep River. So that's where I got the other plant. I want way more plants. I heard that there is a plant place called Plantify in town I want to check out. Stodels has plants. Builders Warehouse, was it Builders Warehouse? Builders Warehouse, I also saw plants. in Access Park. I think that's a Builders Warehouse. Yes, there were some really nice plants at Builders Warehouse. I was very surprised about that. And yeah, I think Markets is really really nice plants. Yeah. Where did you find your couch? I bought my couch from Couch Potato. They are based in Lansdowne. It was actually a really affordable couch, 6,500 yen, but I'm going to be very honest with you, it's not the most comfortable couch. It's a bit hard, it's beautiful, but it's not very comfortable. But anyway, that's it from me. I hope that my answers could help you guys a little bit, just to understand like how I kind of got to where I am with regards to moving into my own place. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's easy. It hasn't been easy. There were times that I honestly like cried because I was a bit scared that like I wouldn't be able to do it, and I am a very proud person and I don't like asking other people for help. It's one of my bad traits. But alhamdulillah, I was able to either get opportunities coming my way such that I'm able to support myself, or that the decisions I've made in the past, for example, like the investments that I made, were good ones. So I had my own back, like previous me had my current me's back, if that makes sense. So if there's something that I can recommend, is that if you do intend on moving out, for example next year, start saving, start investing, just so that you do have like a safety net for yourself, just so that you know that you can bail yourself out if you need to. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.